Hello everyone. Previously, we were successful in designing a notification service, right? So today we'll be designing a message queue. So let's see what the question states here. So design a message queue system with the following features. The first one we have to keep in mind here is publish and consume messages. So we have to design a message queue system that publishes and consume messages. First thing. Second thing, it should also support acknowledgement and retries. Second thing, which is important. And the third one, ensure FIFO, first and first order behavior. So as we are making use of the queue, we have to ensure FIFO, right? First in, first out behavior. So design a message queue system with the following features, these things, right? So let's discuss what are all the things that are required and what are all the things that is what are all the things that we need to consider, and let's try to implement the same thing in the form of code, right? So here we can clearly see first thing we have to consider is we have to make use of the producers that add messages to the queue, right? So in this case, again I'm telling, this one is very important. We have to add the producers that add messages to the queue. This one, I hope this is clear. Second thing that we need to consider here is we have to add the consumers as well that process messages and acknowledge them. We need to have the producers and consumers, right? So if we are if we are designing the message queue system, at any cost we need to have the producers and consumers. So first thing what we need to consider here, what we are considering here, producers that add the messages to the queue and the consumers process messages and acknowledge them. The final thing is messages are requeued on failure. So if it's a failure, then we have to requeue that one. We have to requeue the particular message, right? So I hope this is clear. So again I'm telling, we are going with the producers and consumers. What does producers do here? Producers add messages to the queue, consumers process messages and acknowledge them. Finally, messages are requeued on failure, the third one. So I hope this is clear. The final one is messages are requeued on failure, right? So let's try to implement the same thing in the form of code. So as we are dealing with the we are designing the message queue, I'll just go with the class here, message queue, right? So within this one, let me quickly define the constructor as usual. So let me assign the queue to empty array, and let me assign the processing here, this one to the set. We'll be making use of the set basically. So I'll just make use of the set here. So okay, why this one got history dot processing? This has to be this, right? Yeah. So let me quickly format the document here. So we are initializing queue to the empty array and processing to the new set. We'll be making use of the set here. So please do go through the JavaScript concepts playlist if you don't know about the hash map and the hash set. So the concept is very important, and I have clearly explained with the examples basically the properties of the hash maps and hash set as well. I have considered simple examples. You'll understand this one very clearly if you know the each concept of map and set basically. So next, let's see what are all the methods that we'll be using within the class. So what are all the methods that is basically required here? I'll be making use of the publish, I'll be making use of the consume, these two methods. So publish method will be easy basically. I'll just go with publish. Let's pass the this one message as parameter here. So we have to add the message here, right, within the publish. So what the method that I have considered here is publish. So I'm considering the message as parameter. So what we are doing inside the publish method, we are adding the message to the queue. So I can just consider here to add, I'll just make use of the push, right? So I'll just pass the message that which I've considered as parameter here, right? This is fine. This is it for the publish. So next, let's go with the consume. For consume, I'll just make use of the consume method. Inside this one, let me pass the handler as the parameter first. So inside the consume method, I'll quickly write a simple if condition. Nothing but if the length of the queue is 0, then we'll be returning false. So this is clear, right? So if length of the queue is 0, nothing but I'll just go with the this dot queue dot length. If this is 0, then what I'll do, let's return the boolean value false. So then after this one, I'll just make use of the message variable name and let me set this message to ship. We are removing from the removing the first element, right? I'll just make use of the shift here. So I'll just give here q dot shift. Fine. Finally, we have to add the message. I'll just make use of the add property from the set to add. So I'll just give here this dot processing dot add of. We are just adding the message here, right? So this is fine. So after this, let's make use of the try and catch. So these are the error handling mechanism, right? Try, catch. You should be knowing this one. I have explained this one, error handling mechanisms as well. Try, catch, finally, and throw. Please, if you don't know, just go through the JavaScript concepts playlist. I have explained most of the concepts, right? So you'll understand this one, whatever I'm writing here, whatever the code I'm writing, you'll understand very quickly, right? So within the try, what I do, I'll quickly come here. Let me give handler of, let's pass the message within the handler. So let me quickly give here this dot processing. So next, after this one, we have to delete the particular message, right? So for that one, I'll just make use of the delete property and I'll pass the message. So this is it within the try. So within the catch, what I'll do, I'll just pass the error as callback here. So let me make use of, let me log something here within the strings. As I've said, upon failure, we have to requeue, right? Requeue the messages on failure. So before that, let's upon failure, let's pass some message. So we are making use of the catch here, right? So within the strings, what shall I give? Let me give something like retrying message. This is fine. Retrying message. Yeah, this is relevant to this example basically. I mean, this is relevant to this particular problem basically. So let me pass the message here. Finally, we have to add the message, right? So for that one, I'll just be making use of push again here. I'll just give here q dot push just for adding the message here. Let me pass the message here. So I hope this is clear. This is easy, right? This was very easy basically. So I hope this is clear. We have successfully designed a message queue based on the specification or based on the question, right? So this is it. Next, let's see the test case or the usage. I'll just give here test case. So just give MQ. Nothing but MQ is nothing but the message queue here. So I'll just consider the variable name in MQ. Let me give here new this one class name. So let me come here. Let me paste the same thing here. So after this, I'll just make use of MQ. What are all the methods that we have made use of? Publish, consume, publish and consume right here. So first initially I'll go with the publish. Let's go with two messages. So I'll just make use of the same thing here. I'll just give here message 1. Let me copy the same thing here. Instead of message 1, let me change this one to message 2. Same thing, right? So here, let me call the consume method here. I'll just pass message, I'll just give msg. So here this is fine. Let me log something very quickly. So I'll just give here processed. You can give anything. Here this one is basically relevant for this particular problem. So I'll just give here message. Let me pass a message msg. I have considered msg, right? So here we have to get the message, process message 1. So what I have given here in this, mm, yeah, we have to get the message, process message 1, right here, this one. Let me copy the same thing here. What I'll do, this will be same, right? This will be same thing. Again, I have copy pasted the same thing. Uh, this one is nothing but we are processing the message 1. This one is nothing but we are processing the message 2. That is the reason I have called this one twice. Basically, I am calling the consume method. This one twice. Basically, I hope this is clear. I'll just come here. Let's try to run the code now. File name.js. So here you can clearly see, as I have said, this is giving us the output processed message 1 and process message 2. Message 1 and message 2 we have given here, right? So message we are passing here msd. You can clearly see. Did I do anything wrong here? No, right? So yeah, this is correct. Basically, process message 1 and process message 2. So I hope this is completely clear. This was easy, right? Basically. So next we'll be designing a terminal or the command prompt. So this is it for the so we have successfully designed the message queue. I hope every concept is completely clear here. So this is it for now. Thanks for watching, guys.